the reality was, Diane, Jim, that you got on for a good period of time. Not only that, but you got engaged. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
How
sir.
did he propose to you?
Just asked if I wanted to get engaged. Would I marry him?
Did he go down on one knee?
No, he wouldn't have got back up again.
But the reality was, you also then went on to sign a lease together, correct?
Yeah.
Now, Diane, you're a working woman, but Jim, for reasons which you claim to be valid, Diane doubts, you're entitled to benefits.
Yeah.
And so what was the agreement in terms of who was going to pay the rent for the flat that you jointly signed for?
It was agreed that he would claim the housing benefit and I would pay any top-up out of my wages.
And you moved in with each other after knowing each other for how long? Do you know, Jim?
About 6 months.
Was it good at first?
At first, we had such a good time. He had such a great personality. I loved his personality, his daft ways.
However, it come to my knowledge...
You moved in January 2017?
Correct.
Understood. Then, early in 2017, at some point, the two of you met Brian, correct?
Correct.
Is that Brian?
Yeah.
You tell me the story of how you met Brian, please, madam.
Jim was very keen into having 2 women and a man in bed, and signed us up to this website.
Sort of four in a bed.
Yeah.
.com.
And
must be a terrible strain on the back.
Yes, sir. I've damaged my spine.
Well,
yeah, and I've
six...
seen you walking without them crutches, you...
excuse me.
See, Your Honour, that is what I've been getting all the time, and it's not right.
And it's rather strange to me, because you say that Jim was, throughout your relationship, even though he made you laugh from time to time, extremely jealous.
He didn't like the fact that I had an office job. I came out of that interview, the day I had my interview, I was so proud of myself because I'd done really well in that interview. And I walked back to the car and he's on the phone to his mother, "You don't want you having that job."
Well, in your reply, what you suggested to me that there was another element, that he was particularly uncomfortable about you being around other men.
Definitely, especially when I was on the buses.
Well, when you were what?
I am a bus driver, coach driver. It was a male-orientated environment. He would get on the bus with me.
What do you mean he'd get on the bus?
He would get on the bus and he would ride around while I was learning the routes in Eastbourne and all the ticket machine. And my mentor at the time...
What do you mean? Just pause. You would go and train?
I would be on the bus training, learning the routes in Eastbourne, and he would get on the bus with me. He'd say, "You can't stop me, I've got a disabled pass."
I didn't get on the bus, Your Honour. I was told that I couldn't go on the buses.
My mentor actually told him, "You're OK, but you do not speak to Diane, because I'm training her." And we weren't even half a mile down the road and he'd start yapping.
Incorrect. But all I went on the bus was to learn the routes round Eastbourne because I was new to the
Why
area.
get on my bus then?
Well, because she was your partner.
Well, I asked you.
I just got on there once, and then I was told...
Once? It was every blooming time, Jim.
No, it wasn't, Di. I was told...
My mentor was pulled into the office to tell you to get off.
You was pulled into the office by the management.
My mentor was advised to tell you to get off the bus.
You was pulled into the office by the management.
The reason I was pulled into the office was something totally different, and that was something to do with a medical, and you know it because you came somewhere else with me for that.
Incorrect.
At some point, you both met Brian, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he became a friend of yours as well?
Yes, sir.
Did the relationship between the three of you become sexual?
No.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
No.
So, according to you, what happened in May?
In May, we had Brian and another friend at the flat, and me and Jim had not been happy for a long time. Constant arguments, following me around like as if he was attached to my bum. I couldn't do any. I couldn't even go for. Sorry, but I couldn't even go for without him having to come in the bathroom.
Can we use court language?
Sorry. I couldn't even go to use the toilet without him having to come in to find, I'm going to have a shave, and then he'd sit there, even if I was in the bath. We hadn't been getting on for a long time, and we were
Can't have been a
constant
long...
arguments.
You've got a very limited version of a long time, madam.
Well, the second
Let me help
day-
you. You'd moved in January.
Yeah.
Within 5 months, you're saying the relationship went sour.
More or less the second day I came back home from work, which was the 31st of January. That's the day it started going wrong, because he was in such a foul mood because his computer didn't work.
But if something goes wrong, I am going to be a bit disappointed. She was leading me on, Your Honour. I'm thinking, oh, yeah, there might be a chance. But there was no chance, because she was leading me on. She expected me to clean all the house. I cooked, I cleaned.
When you first met Brian, was there an immediate connection? Did you start having a sexual affair with him straight away?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Incorrect.
No, definitely not.
If you enjoyed that video, then I strongly suggest clicking here for more highlights. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, and why not, so that you never miss out, subscribe. Clicking down there, that's an order.